Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to be dehydrating my mint. This is a Pennsylvania Dutch chocolate mint. It tastes like an Andes candy. It's absolutely delicious. My son, he's down in the garden picking it, eating it all summer long. But I just want to dehydrate it because it goes so well. I can use it in teas. I use it in tinctures throughout the winter. I'm also going to make an extract with it so that it will be ready come Christmas time. I will have some chocolate mint to flavor our Christmas candies and icings for cookies and things like that. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look for any leaves that are not healthy looking. They look a little dead. I'm just going to pull them off now that I've got it all rinsed up. I've got my dehydrator tray here, so I'm just going to start filling the trays so I can get, like, it smells so amazing right now. Like, I just want to eat the whole thing. I'm actually going to take some of the mint out separate so I can make my extract. So if I find any nice big pieces that I like, I'm just going to pull the leaves off and drop them in the jar to use later when I'm working on an extract. I left a few of the stems down on the plant for this very reason, because about every week, for the next couple of weeks, I'll need to change the mint out of my extract. Just so that it can get a nice, rich mint flavor. Now, these are going to take a few days to dehydrate, and once they dehydrate, I will just kind of chop it up into pieces. I'll take my scissors and just cut it up into pieces, and then I will put it in my mason jar, one of my half-gallon mason jars, and I'll throw one of my food grade moisture packs in there, and then I'll use my sealer, my vacuum sealer, to seal it down so that they will be dried and ready to use this winter as needed. And then every time I open the jar to take out what I need, I'll just re-seal the jar so that it doesn't get moisture in it, and they will stay nice and ready to go. There's that. I'm going to set that aside. Some of these pieces are looking a little wilted, a little rough around the edges. I'm just going to pull them off. Get another rack going here. I've got my trays all filled up here. So I am going to go get this put on the base and get it turned on so these can start drying. Set my timer. I'm going to do about, it's 20, 23, 20. Let me see, that's the temperature. My timer is 24 hours and my temperature is set. So I'm going to let this go for 24 hours and I'll come back and check it. It may take a little bit longer to get this as dry as I want it. But I will do a video after it dries to show you how I break it down, put it in the jar, and vacuum seal it. So I've got about 1/4 cup of mint in here, and I just want to kind of muddle it a little bit, kind of crush it up, just so those oils will start to release. That all crunched down in here. Now this is going to take a couple of weeks. And next week I will add more mint leaves to this. So I've just kind of crunched them down, like smashed them up a little bit. So you want equal parts filtered water and an apple cider vinegar for this. And if you want to add a little bit of honey, you can. So I'm using 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup. Let me see if I can find it here. A 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And this will just help release the mint flavors. You're going to want to mix it up a little bit. Now I've got a piece of parchment paper I'm going to put over the top and put the lid on. You'll want to set this in a dark corner of your kitchen, but every day you'll want to give it a little shake. Just be careful with the vinegar. You don't want it to touch the metal. That's why I put the parchment paper on there. And I will strain these leaves out. Like I'll take these leaves out next week and I'll add 1/4 cup of fresh leaves in there and let this sit for another week. I may do that 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on how strong the flavor gets inside the jar. And then I will strain it out and I will use a sealed container. This one has a seal on it. I'll either use this or I'll use one of my little blue jars that I use for my tinctures. I'll probably use the little blue jar because it's not going to be a whole lot in here. But I'll strain it into that jar, and then my extract will be ready to use for as long as it lasts me. Depending on how much we use, it could last for a couple of years. And it's that easy to make a non-alcoholic extract. Thank you for joining me today, and happy being in the kitchen. I don't know what to say on the end of this one because I wasn't baking and I wasn't canning. Have a good day. Thanks for joining me.